In the second video, what we're going to do is make the same object, except we're going to use what's referred to as the subtractive method. In this case, we're going to develop first a cube according to the dimensions that we need, and then we're going to cut away at it to produce the same object before. So our first step is that we're going to develop this. So let's think a little bit about what our dimensions are going to be. Remember, we extruded the last thing 1.5 out. This dimension right here was 1.5 plus 0.75, so that's 2 2/4, and then it's going to be 1.5 tall. So the first thing we'll do is we'll make this cube. I'm going to go ahead and go up here and say I want a new part is what I'm making. I'm not going to make it out of sheet metal, which would change things a little bit different. It defaults to English, so we're doing in inches, but we could choose metric and put in things in millimeters or centimeters. So I'm just going to say, yeah, let's do this. Hit sketch, and it's going to say, what plane do you want to sketch on? This is it. First thing we're going to do is try to make that cube. So the first thing is I'm going to say, hey, let's start off with a rectangle, 2 point, and I pull it in there, and again, let's just get it somewhere, and we're going to make that rectangle a certain depth. So we said that it should be 2.25 across. I'm going to tab, and it should be 1.5 in height. Puts it out of frame, but I can use these tools over here to zoom down. There's also some mouse features we could do together. And there it is. The first thing I'm going to do is finish the sketch. And now I want to extrude it 1.5 inches. So I'm going to extrude. It's set at 1. So I'm just going to change it to 1.5. I could also change it up here. I could hit OK, or I could hit check. And there it is. The second thing we want to do is we want to cut away the pieces that we don't want. So the next step, once we have this cube created, is we're going to try to cut away all of this transparent stuff. So I need to sketch this out and then cut it rather than extrude it. So let's see how we might do that. I need to make a sketch. I'm going to tell it what face I want to sketch on. And now I'm going to draw the line that I want to extrude or cut out. So I'm going to start at somewhere around here. Go up and make that shape. Okay, so we've made that shape. I need to go in and set a few dimensions, though. How long are these supposed to be? If you remember, this was supposed to be 0.75 by 0.75. So I'm going to use my dimension tool. I'm going to drag that and make sure that it's 0.75. So this is another way to set the dimensions correctly. And the same thing was this with this one right here. So that needs to be at 0.75. 0.75, and I think that's the shape that we have. Let's go ahead and finish the sketch, and I'm going to hit the extrude command again, and I need to highlight the surface that I want, and automatically it wants to extrude that. That's not what we want. We want to cut it. So this would say cut it, but we don't want to cut it all the way back. We just want it to go 3/4 of an inch back, so 0.75. Hit enter. Starting to look like what we want, right? The next step for us we'll be cutting away this final corner. And that corner is also a cube of 0.75 on each side. So let's just quickly do that. Again, I got to sketch that square first before we can cut it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to use my rectangle command, 2 point. I'll put one right on the corner. It snaps there. And I'll drag the other one out here somewhere close. I'm going to say 0.75 for one. Tab. It'll let me do 0.75 for the other. Hit enter, there it is. Finish sketch. And now again, in this case, we're going to use extrude, but we're going to cut it. And this time we want to cut the whole thing. And it automatically did that. Boom, there it is. So same object, right? We just did one with additive methods and we did one with subtractive methods.